Okay, we're going to start. What we'll do is we're going to start with the Rebbe's BASI, the GANI, the summary, just so we get the context. And then we get to the part where the Rebbe is masbir this ois. We'll stop, we'll learn the ois, and then continue that way. This is we're not just parachuting out of, there's no context out of nowhere. Okay, so start with BASI, the GANI, Yud Shvat, Tov Shin Chav Hei. BASI, the GANI, I've come to my garden, to my sister, the bride. The Eibishter speaking. But Maimer HaMedrash. So the Malai Lula, the Fitik Rebbe brings the statement of the Medrash Legani. So the Medrash touches my garden, the Gnuni, my bridal chamber. There's two diukim it seems here. First of all, it's not, as he says, it's not to the garden, which would imply the first time, but it's my garden. So there's already an association, and we're coming back to it. And moreover, it seems there's the other diuk that adds by adding a nun, Gani becomes Gnuni, a bridal chamber. The Malkim Ikri B'tchila, to the place where the Shechina was found primarily at the outset of creation. Dike Shechina B'tachtoinim Hoysa, the main Shechina was B'tachtoinim. However, V'yachagach Yinei Ha'odom Al Yedei Chetei Tzadas, so Odom came along through Chetei Tzadas. And Sidikas HaShechina Minoras L'Rakia, and he removed the Shechina that departed, banished from Oretz to Rakia. And then in subsequent generations, they transgress God's commandments. The Shekhinah keeps departing till the seventh heaven. Agav, in this Kol HaShvi Chavivin, the Medrash mentions a whole lot of things, and one of them is the seventh heaven, called Rechovis. And then came the tzaddikim, the Oves Ha'olam, which jives with the story we told yesterday. Pirish of Oves. And they brought the Shechina down from the seventh heaven all the way down. Till the seventh came, the seventh in line, direct in line from Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Levi, Kahas, Amram, Moishe. This is a different medrash that the Fidik Rebbe inserts. It's not the same medrash on the BASI, the GANI. It's a medrash Vayikra Rabbah. We've also pointed out, and I'll tell you that in the original Maimer, and the Rebbe often would quote it, he doesn't hear, or maybe Memhei he does, that it says in Medrash Bim Koimoy. Let me just see if Medrash, if Memhei. Yeah, in Memhei, he says Bim Koimoy. Here he doesn't. What's the dig Bim Koimoy? The Medrash Afanort, which means the Medrash on Shir HaShirim. The figure didn't give Mara Makoim. It says a Medrash. First of all, it's obvious it's a Medrash on Shir HaShirim. Why is he giving Mara Makoim, which he never does? The answer is the same Medrash appears in two places, identical. One in Bamidbar, Nosai, I think. Some in Bamidbar Abba. And the other second, because it comes later, the same Teuchen is on the Medrash in Shir HaShirim, with one cardinal difference. Who says it? And the Medrash Shir HaShirim, who says it? Shockingly, it's mamish shocking that the author of this Medrash is Rabbi Menachem Chasnei. Rabbi Menachem, his son-in-law. I think the only time he appears in the entire Torah Shebal Peh, as far as I know. And if he appears more often, it's extremely seldom. So the Fidik Rebbe is clearly saying, Bim Koimah, which Medrash am I talking about? The same Torah? But I mean the Medrash, Bim Koimah, and Shir HaShirim. Look, if I'm saying Bim Koimah, Gib HaKok, And who is the author of Menachem Chasnei? There are other also the Yukim which we won't go into now. But it's also to be noted that people make a mistake. This Maimer, BASI, legani was not written or said, certainly he was paralyzed, couldn't say, by the Frierdiker Rebbe, he could speak, then Tafshin Yud. It's a Maimer from Tafresh Pei Dalet. The first time that the Rebbe came to see the Frierdiker was around that time. It was around that time that the Rebbe came to the Frierdiker Rebbe, first time. However, there you don't have that BASI legani intro. It's ותשמ Parshas Boy. Rebbe chose that Maimer for the stalkers of his mother, his grandmother, Yud Shvat, Rebbe Rivka, and Yud Gimel Shvat, his mother, Rebbe Stern Sarah. It turns out, Bashkacha Pratis, it was for his own stalkers. Punkt. This one and all the Diyukim, the Rashvi, everything is there. Just for clarity. For clarity and for what it is. But for the truth. Yeah, because a mistake. He didn't write this and give it out. He gave it out for his stalkers. It wasn't written for these stalkers. He chose it. It hadn't been published. It hasn't been published before. It hadn't been published. The Chassidim never had this Maimer. Subsequently, they published all the Maimerim of Frierdiker Rebbe of all the years. Then they came out later. And people had maybe Hanochas. It was a Hanocha. He didn't write it either. The Nochem Shklar, I think, was the one who wrote it. So he's going to have checked it. That it was Magir. Both are Magir. Both are Magir. But I'm saying the Hanocha was said by Fabrengen then. Did not think he wrote it. I'm almost positive. It was written by a Chassid. But Muger.
When the Frierdiker Rebbe said it in Tafresh Pei Dalet,
He wrote it. The Chassid wrote it.
I'm saying he said the whole.
Not BASI legani. It was a Hamshich. It starts ותשמ It's a Maimer on Parshas Boy. The Havin, he asks a few shaylis, the Havin, and then he goes into the whole.
It's a Hemshech that was said over time.
Then,
like all those different ACs.
Yeah, all of it, the whole thing. And he said it should be published. He gave the timeline. Published the first section under his grandmother and mother's outside. The second, and then would be the next one would be Purim. The next one would be Beis Nissen, in honor of his, and so it was published. Peil Mamish Tafshin Yud. Purim, the next section was published, and then Beis Nissen, then the final section, and it turned out 20 Oisias, and that is the Maimer Hayilula. His last instructions, the last publication, but it's all from Pei Dalet. How are you saying?
I don't think I knew that.
Good. You have it at home. Let me bother me. Look it up. See there. I think it's Pei Dalet. Maybe Pei Dalet. Okay, so let's continue. So this Kol Hashvi Chaviv I'm pointing out is not in that Medrash Rabbi, not in Shir HaShirim, and not in the Bamidbar Rabbah. The Frierdiker Rebbe adds it, so that's a big deal because referring to the seventh generation, and again that was around the time. Some want to argue that was the first Maimer that Rebbe heard, but that's not substantiated. But it was certainly around that time that it was the first time they saw it. They did them in the Kier La'aretz, and they brought it's a Moshe Rabbeinu brought the Kier down, the Shechina down from the Kier, the first heaven to the world. Welcome. Shizu Ha'isa Kavona, that was all Kavona, Shetach Shechina, Lis B'tachtoin, the Shechina should come B'tachtoinim. Back, L'malkim Shoyi Ikre B'tchila. The place where it was primarily at the outset. So this is the pshat in the pasuk. It's not the pasuk the pshat. The pshat is it's tzaddikim. Because the pasuk can tell him it's tzaddikim. It's something there. No, tzaddikim produce good. Yishkan allow they'll dwell forever upon the world. It means that there'll be a hemshech. Their children, they'll inherit. Because the righteous perish. There's no. He brings the whole pasuk in the original Maimer. No, okay, but the Taichir is not a description of schar, but rather a description of their avodah. Tzaddikim Yushu Aretz, Vishkan Alad. Tzaddikim Yushu Aretz, Vishkan Alad. Okay. Good. Yeah. So he teaches it not as a schar, but as avodah. The avodah of tzaddik, and because why? It's not another teach. Schar is a result of avodah. Schar mitzvah is mitzvah. So what's the teach of the pasuk? Shinyonim v'avidosim shel tzaddikim, the avodah, the content, as it were, and the avodah, what defines the tzaddik and his avodah, and who's the tzaddik? Amich calling tzaddikim every yid. Who lases dirle is bara betachtonim. V'yishken ula'ad, as he teaches in the mind, but the mamshich, the level of sheikhin admor and v'kodesh, that's the la'ad. This level, the mamshich where lamata ba'aretz, to make the world of dir betachtonim. Ki al yedei avidos, he's saying, they're saying bekitzer. Ki adei avidos miskafi yisapche v'sitrachre. So through the avodah of iskafi, which is subjugating, yisapche transforming sitrachre klippe. So what does that elicit? It says in Zohar. The Zohar says when a yid subjugates and transforms, it doesn't mean have to do both. It's either iskafia, which leads to isapche. Istalik yikorda kutchebricha b'chol almin. That means, istalik means literally there is a departure, a revelation of yikorda, the glory, the covet of the Eibishter b'chol almin in all of the worlds. So what's yikorda kutchebricha? What's God's glory? That is the darge of Eir HaSeviv Kalalmin, which transcends all the Eilamas, Hashem's infinite revelation. Shezeu Yekodah D'Kutchebrichu. This is God's glory, which is Shebechol Almin B'Shavah. Everything is God's glory, but this is a kind of glory that is Bechol Almin B'Shavah. That relative to which all worlds, finite worlds, Istalshalos, are all equal, because why it's believable. So this is a reference to the Yizkar, the Kutchebricha Almin. So this is a revelation of Hashem's transcendent revelation, literally surrounds all worlds. That explains it as Michas V'Sholem in distance, surrounds in terms of its conscious appreciation. It's present and actively creating Yesh Mind, everything, every moment. But it's sovereign in terms of our consciousness, our appreciation. Shemei, it's beheler. So it illuminates, meaning it's present and active in all worlds equally. Or Beifin Shal Istalik. Now, the two Taichin Istalik, that it's beyond us, that's the Istalik. It's departed from us. And it also conveys, Mustam, I don't know if he's going to explain, talk about this later, but the Oyer remains uncompromised. It still remains fundamentally transcendent. Even though it's invested, as it were, to a degree. It's not mamish invested. It's not a malakalamni, but it's invested in, it's producing every aspect of creation, but it remains istalik, it's blikvul, even though it produces gvul. Some of the first touch is the ikir, but even shall istalik, it was not conscious for us. You should make me a mikdash v'shachanti b'soicham. Hainu ba Mishkan or Mikdash. So the avodah of the Mishkan and Mikdash is that's where the dir betachtonim is manifest, and it's the template for the whole of existence, and not just existence. V'gam b'soicham. The Mishkan and Mikdash, all of its pratim, the Maim explains, is telling us the avodah of how to make the Eibush to dwell within us. From the Al-Sheikh, within every Jew. That's to say, in it, but he brings out of 12. It's brought in every one of these Maimorim. There is no such Maimah Chazal that we have. It's brought in the Al-Sheikh and in other places. But Al-Kalponim and the Chassidus refers to it as a Maimah Chazal. And it could be that he had such a medrash, and there are many midrashim that didn't reach us. But it's quoted as a Maimah Chazal, which means to say from Tanoim, Amaroim. So the Mikdash is b'seichom in every Yid. Shem Elo, they are the ones. Eden. Shemashkinim, again, that's the pasuk. Yishkinu, they caused to dwell. Shchina means indwelling. Hainu, mashkina means mamshichim, draw down. Shchinase yizbarech, they bish shchina. Lamata shiyah yishkinu la'ad ala'ad, that the darga of la'ad, sheikhin admar v'kodesh, should dwell and be revealed forever, also la'ad forever, here in this world. Tachlis kavona, did it b'tachtain. Mamshich levaye, that was Is Aleph. Now is a kitzur of Eis Aleph of the Fidik Rebbe. Mamshech Levayer, and the Rebbe continues in this, as it were, in his summary. It goes without saying that the Rebbe is not just giving us a summary, but in the summary, the Gewaldige Diyukim, the way the Rebbe expresses it, is that's what is Negeya, that year, and that Amshacha. This itself is Amshach. It's not an intro to the rest of the Maimer. This is integral to the Maimer in its new articulation this year, that year, Tavshin Chafei, Tavshin Memhei. And by Aslona year to him, and Megaladi Yanim. Mashgacha Pratis Tavshin Pei, the Rebbe knows that Eden Chassidim will be learning these Mamorim, Tavshin Pei throughout the world. And the fact is, we're going to learn these Mamorim in greater numbers and greater depth than they were learned when they first said, Baruch Hashem. Huh? So I'm just, let me finish. I didn't just the idea.
Without question.
Huh? Without question, yeah. Yeah, Pasha, there's a koch in it. Everywhere, both in Kamos and Eichos, and the numbers of people for sure. But the Eichos, the Shiyurim and the Biyurim, and the koch in it, all over the world, made it the Kazachs. I'm just saying, when the Rebbe said this memoriam, this is all part of this kavanah. The Rebbe is talking to us now. Chafhei and Memhei, etc. So continuing now, Mamshech Levar goes on to explain, Sheikar Aveda b'Mishkan u'Mikdash. So there's many pratim. What's the Ikar Aveda, however? She'inyan Muhu, and again he tells us what's the point of the Mishkan and Mikdash, Lifel She'iyeh v'Shachanti, to pay all the Dire B'Tachteinim. So what's the Ikar Aveda? This is the Rambam Bemes. Inyan HaKorbanos. That's how the Rambam describes, defines the Beis HaMikdash. That's a place where Yidden bring korbanos, and they go 3 times a year, etc. And what's Avedis Amata? As opposed to the Ramban that puts the Ikar of the Mishkan is the Gili Ashchina Milamayla Lamata. It's not a stira. It's just the shayla is what's the Ikar. So with the Ikar he says here is korbanos vaktoides, which is also part of korbanos, as he explains in Perigim. Shein Yonah, what's the Inyan of Korbanos? Kemaim says in Zoyar, Raza the Kurbana, the secret literally of the Korbanos. Eila ascends ad Raza the Insaf, touches in a sense to the secret, the depth of the Insaf. That's the Aveda Melamata L'Mayalidis Rosa de Latata. L'achras in Nashing the Nachas Ruach Lafonai, the Pasuk describes Korbanos as Reich Nechayach. L'Hashem. What does a pleasant, pleasing aroma mean? So Rashi brings some Materas Kainim from Medrash. It means, it's made of the words, Nachas Ruach Lafonai, it's a Nachas Ruach, the Eibusha says before me, Shamarti, that I said, V'nasar Etzoni, and my will was done. We don't find such an expression by any other mitzvah other than Korbanos. But when you understand that it really applies to all mitzvahs, because Korbanos is the Iker Avodah of the base of the Mishkan, and the whole point of the Mishkan and all mitzvahs is V'nachanti b'Seich. So it's all Nachasuach Lafani Shamarti V'nasar Etzoni. Shoyin Amshach Lamata, it's Hashem's response to the Avodah of the Yid, the Likus being drawn down here, being revealed here. That's one Inyan. Korbanos, that's the Iker Inyan. Now, what's the other Iker Inyan? Like the main building block of the Mishkan, it's boards. That's what you see, the crushing. So the Mishkan was made from Matzei Shittim, cedar wood, or acacia wood. Also, like the Pasuk says in Parshas Terum Vasis, Sakrosh in the Mishkan, you shall make the boards for the Mishkan. I'd say Shittim Oimdim, standing boards of cedar wood. What's the Inyan of Shittim? Dafke. The word shittim shares the same root letters as the word shtus, which means to veer, V-E-R. So like it says, B'medrash, there it talks about that the Yidden sinned in shittim. It means to veer with the sin there, with the daughters of Midian. So there, Medrash says this place, because that's what happened. Yidden veered from the path. So what's, now we have to take this and make it a Mishkan. Gewalt. We have to transform the folly of the world, which is sub-rational, craziness, recklessness, Velasis mimenu kroshim the Mishkan, and make it a positive shtus dikdusha, and make it the kroshim, the board. That's the home. The home is a place of crazy love. You don't love for cheshbonis. You don't love your child because the child's cute. Not cute, you don't love him. Just since I'm saying it, I'm going to say it. If you be very careful how a person compliments. A compliment can actually erode self-esteem. When you say, I love you, you're so cute. So the kid is not conscious, but this is the message. So you love me because I'm cute. So next door neighbor's kid is cuter. So you wish you would have the next door neighbor's kid. You're stuck with me. The love has to be, and that erodes self-esteem. I love you, you're so smart, you're so cute, so funny. The love has to be, I love you, period. On cheshbonis. Now, and even when you compliment this, since we're on the subject, what you should compliment about a child is not the talent. It's God-given. You compliment the effort. You see, you tried very hard, and even when you're complimenting their painting, whatever it is, it's a beautiful painting, but that gosha is not the painting. You made it and you put the effort. That's really what makes it beautiful. I call upon him. Why do they say this? Because that's just the kedusha. That's a love. That's not that's a love, and that's connected high than seichel, not cheshbonis. That's a home. We're making this a home for the Eibishter. So it's to love the Eibishter higher than cheshbonis. I don't love you because you're a benevolent God, because you give me so much. That's the avezuta. But the tachlis is to love you because of you. Now it moves from the next inyan in the Maimer, after I've explained the inyan of what? Shtus, the Avodah is the transformed channel. It's Eidos the Toyo became the Tikkun, that's what that means. The Shtus, the madness, is because of Eidos the Toyo, because of Esav's unbridled and unchanneled koiches. When it's unchanneled, it ends up being destructive and crazy and negative. But Be'emes, B'pnimius, it's Elam HaToyo, a very high place. We have to channel that into Kedusha. And then what do we do with the boards? That's a shittim, we make them into what? Kroshim, the boards. So the word keresh, I say sheker, is the same letter as a sheker. Falsehood, lies. In Yonim Shel Oisius, a letter doesn't repeat it, but he explains it at length. The content, the meaning of shin and kuf and reish, contrasting it to the word emes, in remes lamaila, what it means lamaila, in terms of klipa vein bavedis adam, and what sheker means bavedis adam, etc. So he doesn't repeat that. We have to take the lie of the world and oisim krashim the Mishkan and make it the board of the Mishkan. So the emphasis is this is not in the Maimer. The Maimer does not really explain this. The Maimer doesn't really explain what it means. You take the lie of the world. To take the shtus of the world, you understand? It's negative, it's crazy in the wrong place, and you got to make positive craziness. Meshuga. The Navi is called the Meshuga. Shtus the Kedusha. All the examples he brings there. That's verstandig. But how do you transform a lie? A lie is exposed. It's not transformed. The Maimid does not explain it. So l'chura, saying bekitzer, l'chura, the pshat is that what's the big lie? The big lie is all I know is me. That we feel independent, and all I know is me. All you know is you. You can't feel what I'm feeling. You can't understand. We're stuck in self, in the greatest yeshes. The biggest lie. We're not a metzias. We're being sav every rega. There's a whole world, but I don't really know. As René Descartes famously said, "I think, therefore I am." The only thing you can know for certain that is you exist. You could be imagining your body and everything else that's in your head that you think is real. Cannot prove it. It's the truest philosophical statement ever uttered, and it's absolutely true. To make us so fundamentally selfish. That's the big sheker. So that you have to. So the answer is don't erase it, expose it, and become ois mitzias. The answer is, you know why all you know is you? Because for the Eibishter, you are everything. That's why all you know is you. You look at another Yid, and he is everything, and he is everything. And Bechlal is every human being made in the image of God. You are the Dira Yisbarach is you. The whole world is for you. That's transforming the Shek. All you know is you, because there's a deep truth to that. For the Eibishter, you are everything. Yesh lahayrich, but l'chuda, that's what it means. Let's go weiter. You have to make it krosh, and they're called standing. So the whole arichas and the maimer, what is the union of standing upright as opposed to horizontal? Pasha the pshat is upright boards, not horizontal boards. Understand? Not stacked. But the deeper beard is the union of a pillar. Is a pillar. King amudim like pillars. Shemachabrim is hamaylim. They connect the loftier ceiling with the floor. They connect in two ways: the maila with the mata, the above with the below. Ve'samata maila and the below with the above. Achanasim lachon, they become one. That's the point: is to bring the shechina lemata. So therefore, atzei shitim, the kroshim have to be what? Oimdim, pillars. We made a achlata yesterday. They were leaving their phones in the shul. Oh, tazoi. Al tiviyen ledin we said this morning. So we asked Abisha not to bring us to the sign. We certainly shouldn't put ourselves in a position where that's one of the meanings of Al Cheshach Haton of Necha B'Yetzirah. Every sin's a Yetzirah. Supposed to be Yetzirah. Because there's sins that we do that's no, I personally put myself in that position. And then I got tempted. Why'd you put yourself in the position? Verstehst? Weiter. Calls and nas al yedei. No, I missed something. Yeah. Calls and nas al yedei avoid the bevin shel shtus de kedusha. The whole avoid is permeated with the shtus de kedusha, which explains as Mesiras Nefesh. Shows in an avoid the lamani b'tam v'das, like you love your children. This lamani b'tam v'das, and you're happily Mesiras Nefesh. That's a home. This is all down through Eden, which is now what he now brings into the mind of B'Shem Tzivis Havaya, that when they left Mitzrayim and they assumed this role of being the Eibush Shluchim, to make a Dira Yisbarach and to carry out the Kavanah Elyoina, Yidden are called at that point Tzivis Havaya. Literally means legions, army. Do you recall the three Taichin? Okay. Maybe he's going to talk about it here. Yeah. No. But there are three taishin in the word tzava. He doesn't go into it here, so we won't. Mamshich levaya. So now is up to what is Perek Yud Aleph in the Rebbe's summary. We have to get to where? Perek Tesvav. Mamshich levaya b'Mek Yosef. And he goes to explain that if you get a bit deeper. Mashi Yisrael, Nikra B'Shem Tzivis Havaya. Why Yid not called Tzivis Havaya? The first thing is army. Soldier. An interesting losh that through them, yuchlu, they can go out. Who's the they? So who's the them? So like there's two things here. I said, Etzov is an army in the abstract. So the army trains you and etc. By which al yodam yuchlo lotzis milchama. Then it's not to transform you from an ordinary citizen. You become a soldier, from where you can go out the wall and atzerban be victorious. That's the point. Is victory. We see in earthly kingship, which is Ke'en, says the Zohar, Malchus Derakia. It mirrors heavenly kingship. We see that war, especially when the state is at stake, but not just a war of conquest to expand territory, there also, but especially when it's a war of survival. Any battle is not. And when it comes to Nitzachon, who negeya lemelach beyoser uveyoser. To achieve victory, this touches the king exceedingly and exceedingly. Obviously, this is diuk. Chaye yechida till the etzem. That shekol the eitzere so much so that all of his treasures, hein masha otzar be'atzmai, that which he had amassed, hein masha otzru avoisov, and that which his forefathers amassed, shem yikorim kol kach, they're so precious. Ad shafil in marim oisam, they're never even on display. And they're not used. When it comes to achieve victory, he opens up the treasures. Bizbus means he squanders them. It's not a cheshbon. Take. They're given over. This is also diak. They don't go directly to the soldiers. They're given to the Pekid Yachol, and the Rebbe explained once, that's the Rabbi, the officers. Bishvil, but why do the officers get it? Bishvil Anshe Achayil, for us, for the soldier, the foot soldier in the trench. Tzivus Havaya, the army, the hosts of the legions of Hashem, Kedeshi Natzchim B'chom, in order, so they have these oitzes, these treasures, these super weapons, in order to achieve victory. Now 22 is your base. Yeah. So we're going to go to Ois base. We'll stop here and then, yeah. So this is where deep dives now. So to understand what is this Oitze that's given to every year, this treasure, Mark them, he first prefaces the Vidike Rebbe in Ois Yud base. Mashakos, the Bezoy, B'Tikoniza, what says in Zoy and Tikoniza, why that in brackets? I don't know. Huh? No.
Maybe in the original is only said
Yeah, I don't know. Could be. You have to look at this. It says definitely a diak. And how would they know to put it in brackets? And the Rebbe said it. Why would they put it in brackets? Kolponim. I have actually a copy of the Maimer, word for word. Let's see what he said there. How it was said. You want to look it up? Okay, well, this is a waste of time. Let's go. I'll look it up for you. So it says in Zoyar, Ein Sof, this quote is critical. Listen up. Because this quote is being the nuance of it in profundity on top of profundity. Here's the quote. Ein Sof, La Maila Adin Ketz, or there's a losh of Maila Adin Ketz. The Ein Sof is higher, just translate. Higher without end. Ulamata Mata Din Tachlis, and descends without fathoming. In Tachlis means getting also to an end. So this is not foreign to us because this was the theme in the Maimis and stuff since the last few years from Moishe base. And then it concludes in Perek Yud Zayin. It's important to know now that's the Lamaila Adin Ketz, that part, which we have to revisit, explain, that's the Oitze. That's the treasure that's given to every Yid. The Lamaila Adin Ketz. What this means, yet we still have to A, refresh our memory, and B, understand it as the Maim is going to explain it. Okay, a little bit further. In order to understand in breadth and in depth. Anybody, what's the difference in breadth and depth? Pashut. Huh?
Quantity and quality.
When it comes to seichel, breadth of a seichel and the depth of a seichel.
That someone knows a lot or someone understands a lot. So there's between understanding and someone could know a lot without still not be that smart.
You have more on the subject matter and then getting into the depth of what it means. Expanding your knowledge and then.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Chove also in details and application. The application. And Amkos is never in the Kud itself, the oimik of the Indian. It's all part of Bina. Bina is all part of it is Achove and Amkos. although Amkus is also tied with Das. At any rate, we're going to, in order to understand broadly and deeply, what does this mean? The Vibe Sif Makoidmus explains in the previous Sifim, which would be Yud Gimel, Yud Gimel. First, he explains Goydle Inyan de Lamatat in Tachlis. First, appreciate what does it mean, the descent of the Ein Sof, unfathomably in our world. Shehu Pchinas Ispashtus Pchinas Ein Sof Ad Lamata Mata. There's the Ispashtus, the effusion of godliness in a way of an infinite way, even here. We'll just say the words now. Tomorrow we'll revisit a bit. Such that every dagger that the Ein Sof is drawn down, Gam Lamata Mata, Haribo Eifin Shel Ein Sof. It retains its infinite property. It's one of the types of Istalik. Even Lamata, it's Beifin Shel Istalkos. Shezeh Umoid Al Goydling, and that shows the greatness of the Ein Sof, and notwithstanding it descends to create lower and lower Beruyim, the Ein Sof remains in its Pshitus and its infinite property. Okay, we'll stop here. We'll continue Lachar finish the Ois Bezer Hashem, and then learn the Ois of the Frierdiker Rebbes, and then continue Ois Beis of the Rebbe. Yeah?